What do you know about REM sleep? How many of you have no idea what I'm talking about when I say REM sleep? Okay, so you know something about REM sleep.
Yeah, it was like 3 years ago.
It was like 3 years ago. Like, you never thought you were going to have to use it again.
Isn't that when you're in a deep sleep? Pretty much.
Ooh.
It's like the middle layer.
It's kind of a mid layer. It's actually it's amazingly light layer of sleep.
Yeah.
Okay? When you're in that really deep sleep, believe it or not, it's not necessarily even as restful as REM sleep. REM sleep, what's REM stand for? Rapid eye movement. Why are your eyes moving?
Dreaming.
You're dreaming. Okay. Why are your eyes moving? You are dreaming. Because what?
Well, they're moving because you're firing nerves your eyes, but I don't know why you're
Dreaming.
No, the question is why? Why are your eyes moving? Okay? Can you close your eyes and envision things?
Yeah.
Do your eyes move while you do that? Do they have to?
They don't have
They don't. So why are your eyes moving during REM sleep? It's really freaky, by the way. So you're watching somebody, they're laying down there, and their eyes are like flipping all over the place. And you're like, oh my God, they're possessed. So, what's going on? You never wonder about it? You never wondered about it?
I think I said you forgot.
You're watching the movie. Okay? You're watching your dreams. Your dreams, as far as your eyes are going, are actually happening. You know, something flies up that way, your eyes move up that way. You're watching a tennis match, your eyes are going back and forth. Your eyes are moving as though they're actually watching what's happening during your absolutely hallucinatory dream. All right? Your hallucinatory dream. Or maybe you've ever had those. Or you don't want to admit you've had them. Yeah. You've had those totally wacky dreams. Okay? Yeah. And, don't you ever wonder why? No. Yeah.
So when people think that they don't dream, are they forgetting it, or are they not?
People who don't dream. People who don't dream are obnoxiously sound sleepers.
Do they not have a stage?
No, they do. All of this is going on, but they don't wake up. If you do not wake up at some point in association with your dream, never happened. You've got to wake up. People who toss and turn and wake up a lot, they'll tell you all about their dreams, all the crazy things going on. People who say, no, I don't dream, put them in a sleep lab, wake them up every 45 minutes, they're dreaming like crazy. They just don't wake up. In general. So, I'm sure there are some people that are just so boring they don't dream. But, it happens, yeah. Dreams. Oh, man. Ever had a dream where you know you're home and it's a totally weird place? You ever had that dream? That is an obnoxiously common dream. Like you walk into the Mark Jefferson building, you go, oh man, I'm home, let me get to where my bedroom is and all this stuff. Man, if you got a bedroom in this building, I want to know about it. Yeah, why? What goes on? Really weird, Or you're talking to your significant other, and that is not your significant other, but it is in that dream, and psychologically, it's the right psyche, just happens to be in the wrong body. And, you've never had that one, huh?
That's just weird.
It's,
The wrong psyche.
no, the right psyche, wrong body. Yeah, it's like a science fiction episode, where, they flip persona or something, yeah. God, what's going on? Why is your brain doing this? It's all chemical. Everything is just chemical. One of the kind of prevailing hypotheses about your dream mechanisms is that you're taking bits and pieces of kind of random crap, you know, weaving it into a good story, tell the story, get on with it, get rid of that junk as you are recycling all of your CSF and all those stray neurotransmitters, get rid of them all, finally. Yeah, crazy. It's just, it is wild. And you do dream in color, even if you think you dream in black and white. You know, it's just, it's kind of wild. Have you ever had a nightmare where you finally wake up and you go back to sleep and you're right back at it? That's another one. You know, why? Why torture yourself? You know? It's like, oh my God.
But then there's the really good dreams that you want to keep going.
And you
then
can
can't
never
get back to it.
you can never get back into it. Yeah. Usually that's the right persona in the wrong body. Yes. So what goes on? What's happening with your brain and sleep? Yeah. Orexin. Remember orexin? We talked about orexin. What nucleus is that? Okay. What structure is that?
Hypothalamus.
Hypothalamus. At least be in the hypothalamus. Okay. Yeah. GABA, monoamines. Those are biogenic amines. ACH, acetylcholine. Yeah. You have a lot going on in here. You notice it doesn't show you the orexin projections. The orexin projections involve two major pathways. One has to do with sleep, and the other has to do with eating. So you may have heard that when your sleep patterns are off, your eating behaviors will change. And it's totally true. Orexin in general can stimulate appetite and kind of have a positive stimulation on sleep patterns as well. Yeah. Monoamines, those are great. Sometimes you will take your biogenic amines. Two examples of biogenic amines are serotonin and dopamine. Those are both biogenic amines. And various monoamines are breakdown products and other associative molecules associated with those two. When you are not in REM sleep, you tend not to be moving most of your body parts. So your body tends to be a little more relaxed. When you're in REM sleep, sometimes your muscles will tense up a little bit. Obviously, you know, you're in that crazy dream you just made up. Your muscles are ready to do things. Restless leg syndrome on occasion, where people are actually moving their legs with their dreams. Crazy, wild. So, as you look at neurotransmitters and things like this, you should go back and look at stuff like this. Okay, so here you go. You know, you can see, orexin, posterolateral hypothalamus, yeah, alertness, food intake, and acetylcholine down here. But you can also go back and look at the overview of neurotransmitters in general. So you go through a number of different stages, typically 4 stages of sleep and REM. When you're in REM, there is an obnoxious amount of stuff going on in your brain. Your brain is going wild. It's crazy. All sorts of things. And you know, they'll tell you that you're going to pick a field to go into for a reason. Sometimes that reason is you know somebody that has a problem, you have family members that have a problem, so you go into a field to deal with that, or you have a problem. They tell you a lot of people that go into psychology or psychiatry are trying to solve their own problems. Some people go into various areas of medicine because they're trying to solve their own problems. Mine happened just the opposite way. I've been working with the brain for 30 odd years and teach neuroanatomy, and developed a brain problem in the last few years with these pathways, which is really insane. Because here we have this inhibitory tonic activity pathway that will inhibit muscle, lower muscles, so muscle from your arms down. And when you actually activate this, so we have the signal coming from here, activates that, your muscles relax. Without drugs, I can have that happen randomly. Like I can just literally collapse. And it's actually it's much more disturbing for my wife than it is for me. My goal typically is, because I don't pass out, but I collapse, is to kind of try to make sure my head doesn't bounce off anything too hard, and which can be a challenge. But yeah, and this is a problem that goes all the way back to this molecule, orexin, and alertness and sleep. So it's really kind of wild. And you're going to be dealing with patients that have these issues that are kind of wild and crazy. When you go into almost any form of sleep, you need to relax your muscles. Now, this area right here is your cardiovascular control center. You have nuclei over here and nuclei back here. That as you are going to sleep, you are going to relax your breathing apparatus. So your respiratory rate is going to be going down. Those of you that have taken anatomy and physiology, or maybe even physiology, know that you match your heart rate to your respiratory rate. That doesn't mean there's a one-to-one association, but what it means is your respiratory rate will, for a given respiratory rate, you need a given cardiovascular rate, and vice versa. So that when you go to the gym and you start working out and your heart rate goes up, you start breathing more heavily or more quickly. Your respiratory rate increases. When you're meditating and your heart rate is dropping, your respiratory rate drops. So when you go to sleep, what kicks in with all of this mechanism here is the physiological concept that your heart rate is going down. As your heart rate is going down, your blood pressure is going down. As those two are going down, your respiratory rate is going down, and pretty soon you find yourself asleep, which is really kind of neat. During those periods of active REM sleeping, many times you will short circuit everything involved. That your eyes are moving all over the place, okay? Those eye movements have been brought about by the fact that you're short-circuiting all of these muscle relaxation moves.
What do you mean by short circuit?
By short circuit, I mean under normal circumstances, when you go to sleep, you should be relaxing your muscles, your respiratory rate, everything. Short-circuiting, what I mean is, you're in the process of going through the early stages of sleep, through REM sleep so you can get to deeper sleep. And in that process,